Well, I mean, I'm the singer. Of course, I have to bat away all the chicks.
I'm the bass player, so of course.
And I don't think you get it, even though it's not hard. Smacked in the air by your own stick shoving.
Hi, my name is Will and welcome to the Distorted Transmission for today. I'm talking to Masterton band The Dead Zephyrs. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of thought of the term heavy blues to define your sound, but you can redefine that in your own words if you like. What would you define your sound as?
I've always struggled with that. It's one thing we've never managed to get a handle on, man. Like I have a very big blues background when it comes to playing guitar. So and I write majority of the songs, so that definitely seeps through in a big way. I'm a big fan of the classics, and the guys I play in a band with, we all have different like values that we bring. So it's kind of hard to nail down. We try to call ourselves like what is it, alternate rock, or it's alternative rock? Yes. With a psychedelic blues flavor to it. I don't know. They should, yeah. We need to make up our own genre. We sound like the Dead Zephyrs. Cheers. Cheers.
Nice. All right, normally I do the intros first so you can tell us who you are and everything, but I thought we could quickly mention the upcoming tour before we proceed to get that out of the way, since the dates are very near, and you sort of contacted me very close to when the tour is going to be, so maybe we can get that out of the way first. So where are you going to be performing and when?
So we're really excited. 4-stop mini tour of the Lower North Island. The first show we are playing on the 22nd of May at Valhalla in Wellington with Tower of Flints and Midnight Caffeine. Two very cool bands. That's Tower of the Flints show specifically. But we're very, very lucky to be on that with them. That very same weekend, we're in Lovelands, at Lovelands in Porirua, playing with Volk and our good friends, Dream State Empire, and local legends Merrin, who that's their first show since their guitarist Carl passed away. So we're very honoured to be on that same bill with them as well. Good thing about Lovelands is sort of it's a private venue, so it's one of those in the know type things, but the sold out sticker looks really good on a poster. The 31st of May is our single release day for Mr. Sticks, which is what this whole tour is about. And that will be at Jackson Street Bar in our hometown of Masterton. Doors open at 8 for that one, I think. Mm-hmm. We've got Dave and the Dirty Humans coming over from Wellington. They are fellow Battle of the Bands alums and our good friends, or soon to be very good friends, the Coffin Fits as well. I'm really excited. They're like psychobilly. It's really cool. I like the Misfits and other sort of things like that, so I'm very interested to see them. And then the last show to top it all off, we're going to the Stomach in Palmerston North with, again, fellow Battle of the Bands alums, Shadowcaster and Jeff and the Angry Stick, and Kakao Inashi, and those guys are absolute monsters when it comes to their music. I think the whole tour, in any sort of way, we're very lucky to be playing with a lot of these bands, and the fact that they've agreed to either let us play with them or have them play with us is just wicked cool. We're very, very honoured.
A lot of fun nights coming up.
Yeah, very much so.
Who are you? What do you do in the band? And what are the other members who aren't present? Who are they and what do they do?
So, I'm Chris. I do the bass and sometimes backing vocals, and I jump around a lot on stage.
He does. I can attest to that. My name is Ryan. I go by many monikers, but Ryan is just what I use in the real world. IRL, as it were. And I am the lead singer and I play rhythm guitar. And the two members that are not here with us today are Jordan Treadray.
So you always forget his name.
I didn't mean to. Okay, so Jordan is our drummer. He plays the drums, and Brian is our guitarist. Both phenomenal musicians. Jordan's been in many bands over the years. Al Schlong in Germany, he was an agent for a little while as their drummer. Big New Zealand band that travelled overseas and things as well. Brian cut his teeth on the mean streets of San Francisco, playing guitar in the same sort of metal dive bars as Metallica and those sorts back in the late 80s, early 90s. Was once in a band with Jason Newsted.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Then again, at this stage in history, who hasn't, right?
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in a band with Jason
Yeah,
Newsted.
didn't he just join the Dead Zephyrs?
Jason Newsted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone already. But
Yeah, but he's gone again. But we treasured the time that we did have with him.
I'm assuming it's going to be kind of brief, but if you could just give me a roughly when you guys got together, when this current lineup became a thing, if you had many changes earlier on. Yeah.
We got together in 2015. As close to the current lineup as we can get was 2015. Was when I started the band, and then I had these two dudes who were jerks. So I got rid of them pretty quick and replaced them with Chris. And
I'm also a jerk.
who's also a jerk.
Stuck around.
Yeah, can't get rid of him. He's like a rash. And the other guy we had on the drums was Alex at the time. Entered Battle of the Bands, failed amazingly. And then Alex left, and we brought in Jordan, and we were a three-piece for a long time.
So covers,
Lots of covers gigs.
Open for a Richie Ramones band.
Oh yeah, that was
For a minute.
yeah.
There's Valhalla. Valhalla's like a second home. I was going to mention that before. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to play there on the top.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's going to be a nice little full circle moment there. But yeah, so we opened for Richie Ramone at Valhalla in 2016, and then we sort of fell into the usual drudgery of playing covers gigs to make money for studio time, and then those covers gigs got more and more frequent, and then we were all sort of burnt out, dropped it for a bit, and then we came back together May of last year. Actually, I think.
Probably to the day.
Yeah, almost to the day. Since we got back together. So in the last 12 months, we've managed to get our footing in the New Zealand scene pretty succinctly, and yeah, pretty stoked with the trajectory of this at the moment. It's really cool.
Okay, lovely. So yeah, the tour is in support of your single Mr. Sticks. Is this single part of a larger work to come, or is that something that you plan to sort of tackle at a later date?
We were lucky enough up in the lab studios with Ollie. Shout out to Ollie. We finished Mr. Sticks at lunchtime, so he let us record another one, which is coming in a couple months. We're super excited. We're also low-key doing recordings for an EP that will be at the end of the year. But yeah, so lots to look forward to.
So you recorded at the lab on Mount Eden Road. I've had the privilege to track drums there a few times. It's an amazing space. I really like the room. That nice sort of, I don't know, Turkish carpet or whatever it is that the drums sit on.
Yeah.
And the engineers really go above and beyond to make your sort of vision a reality. How was your experience there? Because I've always liked recording there.
We love Ollie. Ollie was the guy who hooked us up. So the reason why we were there is because in 2023 we won the Battle of the Bands national championship, and part of that prize was to a full day in the lab. So we all drove up there, filmed a road trip video, which is over on our YouTube channel. That was lots of fun. And we got settled into the studio with Ollie for the day. And I cannot recommend a studio hire if you want a touch of familiarity, if you want someone who's going to respect you on whatever level of music you're on. Ollie is that guy. I think everyone at the lab would have that similar sort of vibe if that's the vibe that Ollie has. We only had the pleasure of working with Ollie during this time. But to be honest with you, if you were to give me any form of money that would suit a couple of days at that studio, any studio in New Zealand, I would definitely go back to the lab. I cannot recommend it higher.
Optimum vibes.
You played Porirua Rocks recently. I'd never heard of that event before when I was reading your EPK. So what is that event, and what's it all about, and how was it?
Chaos.
It was organized chaos. So Ollie Smith and Steve Lovell, who has Lovelands, they put this together. It's the inaugural Porirua Rocks. which has been like, honestly, watching it all come together from being contacted in like November of last year to actually seeing it come to fruition with all of the breweries coming together. The wrestling, the acts were crazy. One of the wrestlers' intros was a Shepherd's Reign song that Shepherd's Reign performed live for this wrestler to come into. It was wicked cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
A
it was good.
WTF moment.
Yeah.
So cool.
The food trucks were incredible. We got to play with some amazing bands, and the stage sound was so good, dude. So good.
This is probably going to be a stupid question, but obviously it's like an outside event during the day.
No, so it was inside Te Rau Paraha Arena in Porirua, so it was a big enclosed arena. The only part of it that was outdoors were the food trucks. Like even the breweries were inside. The wrestling was inside, and the stage was sort of set not too far from the wrestling. So the wrestlers would come out on stage and then walk down the middle of the stage into the ring. They'd do their thing.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I know what it sounds like, because as a kid, all of us would have been at least curious at the idea of wrestling, whether it be WWE or whatever. And as an adult, if you're not still into it, it can come across as really cringe. And at the start, when we were watching it, it was like, yeah, hit him again. And then honestly, by the end of it, we were so invested, dude.
The
Like,
whole crowd was like, it was actually really cool.
it was awesome.
The beers may have helped.
Oh, bro, but the athleticism of these dudes, the absolute pinnacle of human physique that these male gentlemen had was just, there's something to behold. I really, really hope we get invited back next year, because I'd just go for the wrestling, even if we're not playing. Yeah.
I went to an Armageddon a couple of years ago, and there was a wrestling ring there, and there were dudes throwing each other around, and it was just a bizarre thing to see. Anime convention, or whatever you want to call it, the Armageddon, the sci-fi convention.
Yeah.
So I could imagine that it would be equally bizarre seeing that at like a music show. It was just the juxtaposition of those two sort of entities so close to each other. It makes it sound kind of weird.
I had it described to me as the most Porirua event possible. So it was hard rock, it was beers, and it was wrestling. And for whatever reason, I can imagine some dude turning up in like a Ric Flair shirt and just going way too hard. There was a dude who turned up full head to toe in like a Randy Macho Man Savage outfit and sat in the VIP area and just yelled at the wrestlers the whole time. He did not care about the musicians on stage. He was just so there for the wrestling, dude. Yeah, it was wicked cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
My last question is future plans beyond the EP release. What have you guys got going on sort of near the end of the year? We're almost halfway through the year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, crazy. So we're cooking at the moment, which is wicked cool. We are getting in the jam room and we are recording and tracking our own stuff. We're trying to see if this whole home recording thing that's just come out recently is something that pioneers is something we can wrap our heads around. So for us, it's very much a case of trial and error in that respect. Coming towards the end of the year, we're looking at Nui Hui, which is I don't know if it's a festival or if it's a show that's being put on.
A band festival.
Yeah.
During the day.
So that's, I don't know where that is.
November 30th and, what's just past Lower Hutt?
Wainui?
Yeah.
It's Wainui. It's in Wainui. Nui Hui. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. And then coming up next year is Summer Hummer, which is something that's been in the Wairarapa for a long time. It's only recently been brought back by a lady called Stella Lennox.
Shout out.
But big shout out to Stella. She brought Kings last year, and this year we had the Drax Project, which, like to your typical rock or metal fan is not like, a big deal. But when it's Kiwi bands of that size coming to a town of that size, it's just a wicked cool experience watching the community get together. So we've already been locked in for that next year, which we're really, really excited for. And then future plans, what we've got in the pot at the moment, what we're stirring about is a potential trip to California, where Sloth Mountain Studios have invited us to come and record a few songs over there. So maybe some funding, maybe some fundraising, and try and get our pasty white butts over there and record some goodness.
Nice. Cool. Busy. All right. Well, usually at the end of the interview, I ask people, is there anything else that they'd like to add to the interview to sort of round it out? So here's your opportunity to say something if you'd like.
I feel like if we were going to plug one thing, the one thing we'd like to plug more than anything else
Bathtub.
is the kitchen sink. No, so we are pushing as hard as we possibly can to get into the New Zealand charts.
Nice.
We've had some really cool people reach out to us about our music, such as yourself, and we're very, very eager to make sure that we can get this in as many ears as possible in this country and the surrounding ones. But one of the best ways that we've found that we can do that through whispers of other bands in the local scene is that if people go through and pre-order our track, Mr. Sticks, we've got it up on Bandcamp for sale for $1. It's a pre-order situation, so you'll get the track on the 31st of May. Obviously, with Spotify and things like that, it might seem a little bit redundant, but it's a really good way to support local up-and-coming music, and it's a really good way to help a local band like us get into the charts potentially, which is would help us hugely in getting our music out there to more people. So if you are so inclined and you find yourself watching, first of all, subscribe. Secondly, go through to the deadzephyrs.bandcamp.com and pre-order Mr. Sticks for $1 and help local lads, the Dead Zephyrs, get into the hot New Zealand singles charts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the chat. Best of luck with the tour. I look forward to hearing the single, although just between you and me, we both know that I've already heard it, but yeah. Yeah.
You've definitely never heard it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll chat to you later. Thanks very much, and yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, and everybody else. Bye. Subscribe.
Peace.
And thanks for watching.